Fear. I think fear is genetically woven into our systemic biology. And when we're living in fear, we're living in survival. And in fear, what we typically do is we're going to select the worst case scenario and then prepare ourselves for when it occurs. Now, when we get it right, we pat ourselves on the shoulder and we say, look how smart I am, so you need to hang out with me, I predicted that. But what happens when you don't get it right? That's called anxiety, that's called insomnia, that's called neurosis, it's called OCD. And the reason being is because as we select that worst case scenario, embrace ourselves emotionally for the outcome, when you combine that thought and the feeling, you move into a state of being. So we can knock our brain and body out of balance just by thought alone. So the fear then becomes an addiction, and we begin to reaffirm that addiction because we keep thinking about the thoughts that create those emotional states. Now, the repetition of that cycle conditions the body to become the mind emotionally. So if you keep doing it, sooner or later you're going to program fear into your body as the mind, which means it's going to have a panic attack without you. Try as you may with your conscious mind to control it, but it has been programmed subconsciously. So one of the things that I know about myself from practicing contemplative practices and then having the privilege of being able to contribute to other people is that if they can truly continuously bring their body back into the present moment in a meditation and practice being present, you can't be afraid if you're in the present moment. And so then what the side effect of that is every time you bring the body back into the present, you're reconditioning it to a new mind, which means the body is no longer the mind. The body, being the animal, or the servant, all of a sudden is being conditioned by a new mind. And I have sat with my body for hours and working through different levels of myself. And so I think the biggest fear that we have in society is the fear of the unknown. And that's just been programmed into us because when you're in fear, the best thing to do is run from the unknown, because the animal in the wild who's hearing something around the corner and doesn't know what it is, it's going to run, better chances of survival. So when we're living by fear and the hormones of stress, we run from the unknown. But if you truly overcome your fear, then the unknown becomes an adventure. And that's when it gets exciting and stimulating. So for me personally, I work every day in overcoming those self-limiting emotions and thoughts. And I look at it like a volume control, which means as you start overcoming your fear, you start to lower the volume to it. When you overcome a fear, you overcome anxiety. When you overcome anxiety, you overcome worry. When you overcome worry, you overcome insecurity. When you're no longer insecure, you're less competitive. When you're less competitive, you're less judgmental, and on and on and on. So I think when we begin to select some of the primary emotions and we begin to change them, I think it lowers the volume to all of those other ones. So fear is really selecting the worst case scenario in the future because of some memory in the past. But when we're truly present, and if you're practicing every day in your meditation being present, it should become a skill. And you should be able to bring up that level of presence because you know when you're there and you know when you're not. And so for me, I practice that.